Alright, picture this. A French video game about an evil painter who can erase people from existence by painting a number. No, seriously, that's the plot. Welcome to Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, the RPG that asks, is your weekend ready for some French art-fueled trauma? This game is brought to you by a French studio with a flair for the dramatic. Think Dark Souls meets Monet. It's a dark fantasy with a Belle Époque inspired world, which is basically 1890s Paris, but with more monsters and magic. The devs clearly said, let's make art literally deadly. And boy, did they run with it. The results? A totally unique setting that's dripping with style and French audacity. Even the French president noticed. More on that later. So here's the setup. Every year, this mysterious painter lady called the Paintress initiates something called the gommage, French for erasing. She paints an ever-decreasing number, and everyone that age or older vanishes. Thanos snap? Nah, try a Thanos paintbrush. It's equal parts fascinating and what the heck horrifying. The island of Lumiere, basically fantasy France, is so done with this yearly art attack that they send out a volunteer crew each year to stop her. And guess what number expedition we're on? Lucky 33. That's you and your party. Your party in Expedition 33 is a ragtag bunch of heroes. Gustave, a resourceful engineer with a mechanical arm. Basically steampunk Daredevil, which is fitting because he's voiced by Charlie Cox.
Get out of my way!
Maëlle, your protagonist's spunky foster sister fencer. Luna, a genius mage. Ciel, a scythe-wielding warrior. And a few mysterious tag-alongs like Verso and Monaco. It's a cast of characters that feel straight out of a wild JRPG fever dream. And the game actually gives them depth and fantastic voice acting.
You're only going to make things worse for everyone.
Yes, that was Andy Serkis growling as a villain. When you have Daredevil and Gollum in your voice cast, you know you're aiming high. I've got to hand it to the story. It swings for the fences. It's loaded with lore and subtext. The game actually expects you to keep up. No spoon feeding here. And it somehow manages to both be whimsical and heartfelt. One moment, you're pondering heavy themes of morality and sacrifice. The next, you're befriending a mythical creature, facing down a boss that looks like Picasso's nightmare. And it works. The writing is genuinely excellent, like some of the best writing in games history. And it doesn't hurt that the voice performances are top-notch too, really selling every emotional beat. I went in expecting artsy melodrama, and I got, well, okay, it's artsy melodrama, but it's a damn good artsy melodrama.
Right.
Set a checkpoint before we dive deeper. Subscribe and bell up. That way, when the next boss or sale drops, you spawn right here with me instead of 3 loading screens away. Now let's talk gameplay, because oh boy, Expedition 33's combat is something else. At first glance, it looks like a classic turn-based JRPG menu combat, but blink and you'll miss that it's also an action game in disguise. This game has the audacity to say, why not both? So battles are turn-based with real-time reaction mechanics layered on top. Imagine Final Fantasy and Sekiro had a baby, a stylish French baby who will absolutely kick your butt. During your turn, you decide your moves, regular attack, fancy skills, item use, the usual RPG stuff. But when it's the enemy's turn, strap in. Enemies will launch attacks that you have to dodge, parry, or even jump over in real time to avoid damage. Yes, a turn-based RPG where you can perfect parry the boss's combo. Parrying is high risk, high reward. Time it just right, and you not only negate damage, you earn ability points, and smack the enemy back with a counter. Miss the timing and, well, dodge is safer with a bigger window, but nail that parry and you feel like a god. The whole system keeps you on your toes, turning every battle into a thrilling dance of strategy and reflex. And it's not just Twitch skills. Expedition 33 is a strategist's dream too. There's a deep well of abilities, elemental combos, stances, and customizations to play with. Each of the 6 characters has unique mechanics and skill trees. You can equip these things called pictos. Think equipable perks or runes to tweak your playstyle further. The game basically says, break me, I dare you. In fact, experimentation is expected. The ceiling for clever play is high, and it feels awesome when your plan comes together. Now, a friendly warning. Expedition 33 does not hold your hand. This game is hard. Like, prepare to die hard. Even on normal difficulty. Regular enemies can end your turn if you snooze. I mean, I pride myself on being an RPG veteran, and I still got humbled plenty. But here's the kicker. It never feels unfair or punishing. When you die, and you will, trust me, the game politely gives you a do-over without losing too much progress. They even let you swap in reserve party members if your main team bites the dust mid-fight. It's like the game saying, hey, take 5, buddy. You wanna bring in the B team? You got this. So difficulty-wise, it's challenging yet strangely encouraging. A fine line many games fail to walk. Clair Obscur manages it with finesse, offering a tough ride that never made me rage quit. Well, almost never. And can we talk about the presentation for a second? Because this game is drop-dead gorgeous. The art direction is like nothing else out there right now. A blend of elegant Belle Époque era design with dark fantasy elements. Picture ornate, Parisian streets, and Art Nouveau patterns, but with monsters lurking around the corner. It's Beauty and the Beast meets Bloodborne. The visuals are stylish and memorable, and the world design constantly made me stop and go, whoa, look at that. Then there's the music. My goodness, the music. Clair Obscur's soundtrack doesn't just set the mood, it elevates it to art. It effortlessly dances across genres. One minute you've got a sweeping classical score, the next you're hit with a jazzy undertone, or even an electrical beat. It's a wild mix that mirrors the game's wonderful weirdness, and somehow it all fits. I didn't expect to hear a techno bop in a fantasy RPG, but hey, I'm not complaining. The variety keeps your ears perked up the whole journey. Honestly, the soundtrack is so good, it topped some music charts in real life, flexing on all of us. It's clear the devs absolutely adore JRPGs and their music. You can feel the love in every note and every pixel of this game. They set out to make a modern classic, and the passion bleeds through every aspect of the presentation. And remember those big name voice actors I mentioned? Yeah, they and the rest of the cast knock it out of the park. Emotional scenes hit hard because the delivery sells it. Even side characters are well acted. Also, shout out to the localization team. The script is full of flavor, and only occasionally did I catch an awkwardly translated line. For a game that swings between dark, tragic story beats and humorous banter, yes, there's legit funny dialogue in there too. The writing and voice work keep it all cohesive. This is one of those games where you actually care about the lore and characters, not just the combat. A pleasant surprise, I know. Now, is it all painting perfect? Not quite. I gotta be real with you about the jank. With a game this ambitious, and from a smaller studio, you'll hit a few rough edges. I'm talking minor bugs and technical hiccups, nothing deal-breaking. I had a couple of cutscenes where characters decided to T-pose or lip-sync to the wrong lines, unintentionally hilarious. At one point, my character got stuck in the environment geometry, frozen mid-jump like a mime in an invisible box. These moments are infrequent though. However, and this is a big however, they're the forgivable kind of jank. The game autosaves generously and I never lost progress. If anything, a glitch here or there reminds me, oh yeah, this isn't a AAA game. It's an indie on steroids. Considering everything Clair Obscur pulls off, a few wobbles in the frame rate or a wayward physics glitch are easy to overlook. It's the price of greatness, folks. Alright, bottom line, is Clair Obscur Expedition 33 weekend worthy? Hell, this game might be year worthy. I mean, one critic straight up crowned it their game of the year when it was only April, and I totally get why. It's that good. This is one of those rare games that comes out of nowhere, new IP, new studio, and just blows everyone away. We're talking universal acclaim, millions of copies sold in a flash, over 3.3 million units in just 33 days. It even got a shout out from the president of France. Monsieur Macron himself called it a shining example of French audacity and creativity. When a head of state is bragging about a video game, you know it's a big deal. For RPG fans, Expedition 33 is a no-brainer must play. It hits that sweet spot of nostalgic JRPG vibes and bold new ideas. For anyone else wondering if they should spend a weekend on it, if you enjoy rich storytelling, inventive combat, and a game with a distinct personality, big yes, absolutely. Just be ready for a bit of a challenge. Remember, dodge roll like your life depends on it because it does. And perhaps clear your schedule because just a few hours can easily turn into where'd my weekend go? Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is beyond weekend worthy. It's an instant classic in my book. It's the kind of game that reminds you why you love gaming. It's fresh, it's daring, and above all, it's insanely fun. So go forth, join Expedition 33, and show that evil Paintress who's boss. Just maybe keep an extra controller nearby, you know, in case you rage paint yours at a wall.